Okay, so, I mean, I like to consider myself a pretty cool guy, you know, and ideally, I believe that the way that I've carried myself throughout this whole situation that's going on in the world today, I think I've been taking it like a champ, man. I think I've been taking it on the chin like a champ, and kind of just feeling like I've been able to muster through it. Again, my whole summer was a botch, all things considering, because I couldn't travel and stuff like that. So I kind of felt that my coverage of, countries opening up for the Philippines and stuff like that, for people to visit and stuff, I kind of felt like I was pretty even keel about all of the things that were happening in the world. But I think I have finally reached the point in my life wherein now I gotta ask, what in the hell is going on now? Okay, so my young lady sends me an article today, and the article, which will be referenced in the description area below, mentions a couple of countries that the Philippines has now opened itself up to. Okay, I want to read a couple of those with you so that you guys can pick up what I'm putting down. All right. So of the 8, there were 8 additional countries that the Philippines lifted the travel ban for as of September 6th. And those countries were Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, UAE, Oman, Thailand, Malaysia, and Indonesia. Now, most of those on that list are pretty okay, right? The United Arab Emirates, they opened it up because I think a lot of Philippines or OFWs, their contracts were up in UAE, so to open up the UAE so that, their fellow countrymen can come home. I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly fine with that, guys. I'm 100% okay, because that has substance. I mean, 650,000 OFWs in UAE, if not more or less. That's fine. I can get that. I can get behind that, and I can stand behind that. But there was one, because if you haven't noticed, I only listed 7. There was one on the list that had the doc scratching the hairs on his chinny chin. What hairs I do not have. And that was India, ladies and gentlemen. Wait a minute. You won't open it for the United States of America, but your ass is going to open the country or lift the travel ban for India. We're talking about the number 2 country that is labeled as the ones with the worst cases of COVID, right? But you're going to lift the travel ban for them. Really? Really, Philippines? Really? Okay, let's run the numbers real quick. What is the population of the United States, ladies and gentlemen? Roughly about 330 million people. In India, like 1.39 billion people. And they're still ranked in at number 2 in reference to the most number of worst cases of COVID in, all of the entire world. And you're coming off of your worst numbers, apparently, in the country yourself, but yet and still you're opening it up for the number 2 country with the worst COVID cases in the world. And I read this entire article, and under no circumstances did you mention anything to explain to me why. At all. You mentioned absolutely nothing to me to explain why. It's almost as if you listed 8 countries and you just slid India in there for no fucking reason at all. That's what it felt like. Even though India's at the top of the list here, it felt like you kind of slid that bitch in there for like no reason at all. Like we were just gonna overlook that, like, it's all the countries that kind of circulate around the same region. No, bitch, not me. Not me, and not today. So basically, I'm not going to read the article to you, but it says the Philippine government on Saturday, September 4th, lifted inbound travel restrictions on UAE and a couple of other countries effective September 6th. This means travelers from the following countries may now enter the Philippines starting on the Monday coming up, which would be September 6th. International travelers coming from above-mentioned countries shall, however, comply with the appropriate entry, testing, quarantine protocols, blah, 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 blah. Okay? Thousands of stranded Filipino workers had anticipated the lifting of the ban, especially in UAE, like I mentioned before, because I think UAE had had a travel ban on it since May 15th. Okay? So the government lifted the travel ban on the 10 countries days after the worst COVID surge so far in the Philippines, man. On September 1st, the country reached a grim milestone of 2 million confirmed cases. 2 million cases. And you're opening the country to a country that is listed as the second worst country in reference to cases. But maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe help me understand this situation, because I cannot under any circumstances understand this, right? So now the Philippines is saying that they have a green list country and a yellow list and a red list country and stuff like that. Although the green list country is the only one that has been listed, they haven't really talked about the countries so far that I know of that are considered to be yellow list and considered to be on the red list. Not yet. It's probably going to come soon. Just wait for it, okay? But yellow would be moderate risk countries, and of course red would be high risk countries, all right? So travelers coming from a yellow list country, regardless of vaccination status, will undergo 14-day quarantine. Boo. They will be subject to reverse transcription RT-PCR. Okay, whatever. When allowed, inbound Filipinos from red listed countries will undergo the same quarantine process from those from the yellow list country. All right, let's talk about it, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm kind of literally just confused about how you would open the country to the second worst country in reference to confirmed cases. In the world, ladies and gentlemen, we're not just talking about just in certain parts of the world, the second most in Asia or just the second most in Europe. Nah, motherfucker, we talking about the second most highest cases in the world. But y'all won't let the United States in at all, right? But you'll open it for India. Why? Why? Please, somebody tell me, what in the hell am I missing? I was willing to accept Afghanistan, because of the refugee situation, all that stuff. I was even cool with that. I was like, fuck it, man. It is what it is. They want to do what they going to do when they going to try to do their UN situation, whatever. I was dope with that. I was okay with that. But you going to open it for India for no particular reason at all. There was zero explanation, ladies and gentlemen, in this particular article that showed me or told me any reason why India would be on that list. Can anybody tell me why India would make the list of countries, the ones with the second worst COVID cases confirmed, apparently, in the world? But they get to come in, but we can't. Unless you're going to tell me a couple weeks down the line that it's open for the United States, there is literally no justification as to why India is open, but not the United States. I'm just going to throw it out there. There's literally zero justification. Unless I'm missing something. Maybe you guys know something that I don't know. Maybe Doc is just in the dark. I mean, it's not like I planned on traveling anytime soon, of course. But I'm just confused, ladies and gentlemen. How in the hell does India make the list of countries that the travel ban has been lifted for, i.e. you're going to allow people from India to come into the Philippines, but you won't do that for the United States? At this point, I just feel like people picking and choosing, and that's all good. I mean, you knew it was gonna come, but that don't make no sense, dog. I ain't gonna front, man. I can't even look at people the same anymore, because I'm like, India. All right, India. The country, and I know I'm repetitive as hell, but y'all need to hear me when I say this. The country with the second most highest confirmed cases in the world can now travel to the Philippines. Where we at, baby? Come on now. Somebody. Am I on this island by myself trying to figure out what in the hell is going on, man? I gotta be on an island by myself, because this has gotta be a nightmare, bro. That's what I feel like. This has got to be some type of weird dream that I'm missing a joke, or a weird joke that I'm missing the punchline for, because you do realize that you going to let people into the country who have caseloads probably way bigger than yours. I understand a lot of Indian nationals travel to the Philippines. I'm very much aware of that. In Davao City, there's a million of them. This I know. But you're going to justify opening it up for them, but not for people in the United States. I'm sorry. No, let me take that back. There was no justification at all. But you're going to sit there and tell me that it's okay for them and not okay for us. Where's the justice, people? No justice, no peace. Hey, this has been a good doc, man. Y'all take care. Y'all stay blessed, man. Doc's on to the next one. With that being said, good doc is officially out. At least nako paalam, which means I am going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Mahal kita. Mabuhay. I'm lost, bro. I'm lost. Peace.